Okay. All right. Well, I know it's a different face, and I'm sure that, there's some of you I'm sure that don't know who I am, but I'm sitting in for Tommy tonight. My name is Danielle Barrera, and I am a military wife. My husband's in the Marine Corps, and we are stationed here in Okinawa, Japan. So it's like Thursday for me. It's Thursday morning for me over here, and so I appreciate all of you getting on this meeting tonight. I'm basically going to just tell you a little bit more about myself, and then I have a few tips that I want to share with you, and a few things that I suggest that you don't do, mistakes that I've made in my business, and hopefully you won't make the same mistakes after hearing this. So, anyways, like I said, I'm in Okinawa, Japan. My husband's in the Marine Corps, and we got two little kids, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I've been a Beachbody coach for just a little over 2 years now. And I absolutely, in the beginning, was what you call a hobby coach. And I would definitely suggest, if you want your business to grow, to not do that. You know, I treated this business just like a hobby. I didn't show up, for any meetings for about a year. It took me a little over a year, or right about a year, before I actually decided to get serious with my business. And that was a huge mistake, because I love this. I love helping people, and I love this business. And so, I would definitely suggest that you don't do that. When I finally started to get serious about my business is when it took off. Before, I was the coach that never engaged with the team. It was just basically, like I said, like a hobby. I was more in this business for myself, kind of. I love helping people. That's always been at the forefront, but it was more about my own health and fitness, and the business was kind of, it was like way second. It was last. And so, the Monday night swarm calls, those were almost non-existent. I would be on them once in a while, and personal development. I was one of those people that thought for a very long time that, who needs that? What's that all about? I don't need personal development. I can do this. I got this, So, those are all big no-nos. That's crap. You don't want to do that. Definitely. So, once I started, and let me back up a little bit too. My paychecks reflected where I was with this business, because I was kind of here and there. I was, sometimes engaging, sometimes I wasn't there. And so my paychecks for a long time, for, almost a year, I would have big fat zeros. It'd be, $20 this week, or, it was a direct reflection of my team engagement and what I was doing with the business. And so, those were things that, I fast forward now, and I think, wow, what a big waste of time. I sat here as a coach for about a year and did almost nothing with the business. And so when I actually started to get serious about it, I thought, I think it was a webinar that I was on with Tommy. And it was at that point, it was over a year ago. It was at that point where I finally thought, you know what? Well, let me see if I can give this a go. I've always had issues with time management. And one of the things when I finally started to get serious with this was the 2020. And I don't know if any of you have heard of that, but I didn't have a lot of time, so I thought I didn't have a lot of time to work the business. And so what I did was I used the 20 minutes inviting people, 20 minutes following up, and then 20 minutes checking in my group a day. I said, okay, I can give this business an hour a day. I did that, and then I was done. I closed up shop. That was it for my day. And that actually, that was one of the things that changed my business. And I think my upline coach, who is a math teacher, Vince Levier, he said that it was like 378% my business grew in like 6 weeks because I just did that one thing. And then also, which is a non-negotiable for me anymore, for over a year now, I have not missed a Monday night swarm call. Those calls are so important to me to be on them. It's like it's one of the biggest highlights of my week, engaging with Swarm, and all these fantastic coaches that we have here, and in being with with everybody every week, it just keeps you so engaged. It keeps that fire lit under you, and I would encourage you to to not miss those. Make that a non-negotiable. Be there on those meetings, because it's just like I love to relay everything back to my health and fitness. And if you do it, if you're strict for a few months, and you stick to a great eating plan, and you press play every day, you're going to get good results. But then if you stop doing that, or if you fall off, if you stop doing that, then you're going to start having a bit of a down, you're going to start going down with your health and fitness. And so I guess basically what I'm trying to say is, you've got to show up. It's important to you to press play every day. It's important to you to keep your body in tune, and you can't just expect for a few months to do that and then everything be, good to go. You can't get that. You're not going to keep that six pack, by doing this just a little bit. You have got to stay engaged and continue to stay engaged. Be consistent. You're consistent with your health and nutrition. With your fitness and nutrition, and it's the same thing with your Beachbody business. If you're not consistent with it, don't expect much out of it, because you're going to get out of it what you put into it. And that is just, that's what's worked. That's what's worked for me so far. And, I fast forward for a little over a year, and since I have really started to do personal development and really take I used to look at those 3 vital behaviors and the 5 steps, and I just, it was, something I would do a little bit. And I'm telling you what, I am one of those people that, like I said, I have big issues with time management and staying organized. And if you are someone like me that has those issues and you want to simplify things, I suggest that you stick to the 3 vital behaviors. Definitely use that 5-step invitation process. Use that thing. Oh my goodness. I never thought that I needed it. And I don't know how I was able to coach I don't even know how I was able to do it at all without that. It's so important that you utilize those tools, and that's another thing is, we have all these wonderful resources, in the Coach Online office, and, all these different tools we have that you can grow your business with. But a lot of times, if people will get busy looking at so many different things all the time that, you're going to get lost in it. And I found that is something that happened with me. I started, I was, for instance, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter account, all these things. And, what can I do to grow my business? But what happened is I just got so overwhelmed, and and I stayed stuck because I wasn't focusing on those few simple things that we have as coaches, the 3 vital behaviors and the 5 steps. Doing that personal development daily, I think that a lot of people, I can't speak really for anybody else, obviously, but for me, not not having too much at once helps tremendously. I just can't function that way. And these simple things, it's so simplified that if you do those things and you have a list and you check them off, check it off, you can, you can do so much better. And I think you will do so much better if you just follow those simple things. We have, like I said, all these wonderful resources from Beachbody, but pick a few things. Don't try to, do everything, because I don't think, in my situation, it didn't work. And I just find that things can get really overwhelming if you don't, stick to a simple plan. So what I wanted to talk to you about, at first I was thinking about, because I love the whole handling objections, and I've watched Tommy, I don't know how many times watch him do videos of handling objections, mastering objection handling, and all these things. And I've watched it so many times, and I absolutely love that. But that's what I was going to talk about tonight. But I'm not the master of that. He's the master of that. And I would much rather he talk about that than I talk about that. So, so what I've decided is to just give you some tips some things that have helped me, and then also some tips from like the top coaches in the network, and some things that I took away before that I had heard, and that things that I have started using and doing, and that have helped me. So, team engagement, like I said, it's vital. If you don't do it, if you don't stick with the team, it's just the same thing as press and play every day, getting your workout in and eating right. If you do it sometimes, you're going to have mediocre results. But if you stay engaged with this team, that fire that stays lit up under you, it's just such an awesome thing to be surrounded with such fantastic people. I mean, I'm honored to be sitting here talking to you guys, and I'm thankful that I can, this business is mobile. I can do this from anywhere. I am in Japan, for heaven's sakes, and this is just such an awesome thing that I can actually see all of you face to face, and and stay connected. And I absolutely love these meetings. But yeah, definitely stay engaged with the team. Don't fall off. That's just like one of the biggest mistakes I think coaches make. And I did it. Just be here, stay connected with everybody, because you're only going to grow as a person. You're going to grow with your business. You're going to grow as a person. We always have, holy crap. I said crap. Whatever. We have this amazing leader that takes his time every single Monday. He doesn't have to. Tommy Migrant does not have to be on any calls and train us. He doesn't have to do that with us. But he does it every week. He gives us this free training, and we learn from him. I couldn't be more thankful. I wouldn't want to be on any other team. I love Team Swarm. I love the teachings from Tommy. I have so many notes that I've taken, throughout the little over a year. And I look back at some of these things, and I think, we have been given so much valuable information from him. And, but another mistake that you can make is you can take all the notes that you want. You can follow, you can be on every Monday night Swarm call. You can take all these notes, but if you don't put these notes, all this knowledge that you have up here, if it just stays up here and you don't put it into action, it's no good to you. It's no good for you. It's no good for your business. And so, I was guilty of that myself. I would take all these notes and I'd be on these calls and I'd be so excited. But then once the call was over, once the meeting was over, then it was just, pretty much done. And I waited, till the next week to get all fired up about my business. But, wasn't actually putting the things that I learned, the new knowledge that I had, I wasn't actually putting it to use, So, but I do that now. Thankfully, I do that. I've learned. I'm failing forward, people. So, that's what it's about. You make mistakes, dust yourself off, get back up, and try again. But so here's some of the things that I had written down. I had these written down from some notes before, and I just think it helped me tremendously. And so I really hope that it will help you a little bit, that you'll get something out of this that you can use in your business to help you grow. And did I say that I'm excited to be here? Holy moly, I'm so happy. You have no idea. I'm engaging with my family from the US. I love this. So, all right, I had to get that out. Woo! All right. So, anyways, one of the tips these are from the top 10 coaches of 2013. And some of you may have been on this particular meeting. I know I was, and I loved it. But one of the things is be authentic, be real, be who you are. Do not pretend to be anyone else. Be yourself. That's what, I absolutely love the way Tommy Migrant, I love his teachings. I love how he does things, but I'm not him. I can't, I like the way he approaches things. And so I try to, find people who inspire you, find leaders. It doesn't have to be a Beachbody coach, but, find someone who inspires you, find someone successful that inspires you, and do what they do. Doesn't mean be them or try to be them. Be your authentic self, because the people that inspire you are more than likely people that are more like-minded. And so, my suggestion to you is to, just to find a couple of people. Like, for instance, I follow Tommy, I follow Mike Ryan, Jimmy Nelson, Tina and Joe Gonzalez. These are the people that inspire me, and I try to do what they do. But although I am Danielle, I am not any of those other people. And, in people, when you're not real and when you're trying to fake it, you might get ahead a little bit with that, but it isn't going to last very long. People can see through, I'm going to throw it out there like this. They're going to call your bullshit card. Ooh, I said a bad word, but anyways, so what bidets? That's probably not normally something that's said. Well, it is. Tommy does say some words sometimes. But anyways, people they're gonna call your BS card. So you might as well just save yourself a whole bunch of time. Just be yourself. Just be who you are. And that is what inspires people. That's why people, gravitate towards you, or whatever type of personality you are. So, okay, so that's the first one. And, and also make sure that you take the focus off yourself. In the beginning, it's easy when you first become a coach, you're going to, you're focused on your own health and fitness. You might be in the middle of your journey and you're trying to get that, back in amazing health, or you're trying to get that 6-pack or whatever. But, as far as coaching, you have to put yourself to the side. And I was guilty of that. It was all about me in the beginning. But, when I finally started getting serious about my business, and I listened to a call one time, and when they said I don't know even who said it, but said take the focus off of you and put it on others, because that's what it's about. The mission is about helping other people. So when you take you out of it and you genuinely care about your coaches and you genuinely care about these challengers and helping them, it's like this awesome snowball effect. It fills your heart, and I had such an amazing drive from within just by taking myself out of it. It's not about you, Danielle. It's not about what rank you're at, and it's not about your Success Club points. It's about these people. It's about these coaches. It's about helping people. That's what this business is about. So yeah, that's another point. And then another one is, everybody knows Summit's coming up, and events. One of the big tips from one of the top coaches: events are huge. I'm so excited that I get to fly 18 hours on an airplane to come to Summit one way. Yay! No, I'm not excited about that at all. But I am excited about the destination, and I'm excited about what I'm going to be learning when I get to Summit. And so, if whatever event, not necessarily Summit's the huge one, but if you can get to events, get in a room with people. I did a Super Saturday, a virtual Super Saturday on the last one, and I wanted so badly to be in that room, but I am where I am, and I'm doing the best from where I am. But definitely get to the events. There's things that are happening all the time, and and that keeps you engaged as a team too, and it keeps that that spark lit. So, and then your coaches and your challengers. You have to, this is something very important that I think that you remember. They are not motivated by your goals. People are motivated by their own goals. Whether you got a new coach and you just know it, you sign that coach and you're like, oh, this is going to be the one. This coach is going to rock this business. Your particular vision for them may not be their vision. You know what I mean? You have got to love the people where they are and respect their own vision of what they want to do with their program, or what they want to do with this business. Just because you want them to take off running, and you want them to have the $100,000 check and from all this fantastic weight loss that you're so pumped up for them, that you want for them, you've got to respect what their vision is for themselves, and don't get offended by coaches or challengers that don't have that same vision. You've got to love them where they are. And, when they're ready to run, if they want to run with the business, or if they want to run with their health and fitness, then you know what I mean? It's our job to be there to support them on their journey, because it's about them. It's not about us. This is their vision, not your vision for them. So, anyways, and then the other one. Oh, this is a really good one. Have consistent check-in points with your challengers and your coaches. That is where those listy things come in that I have been so bad about, but I have to say I'm getting better. I'm getting much better with that. You have got to have a list of people so that nobody falls through the cracks. There's going to be a time in your business, if there hasn't already, where you have so many challengers and you have so many coaches that you can't keep up with all of them. You need to write that down. You need to make a list of who these people are, when they started their particular challenge, and check in with them. See how they're doing. Let them know that you care. Don't just tag them in a post or something in the group. Like, literally reach out to people and be consistent with that, so that people know that you care, because today's challengers, tomorrow's coaches. You think about supporting them on their journey and following up with them. It's just so important. The follow-up is important. It's not just about the sale and you got that challenge pack and now just put them in the group and let the group take care of them. That's not what it's about. And when you do that, you're really not helping yourself at all. So definitely be consistent weekly, check in with or however many times you want to do it. You set your own times when you feel that it's that you need to check in with your challengers and with your coaches. But definitely do that. Make those people feel special. You think about when you got your first challenge pack, or when you signed up as a coach, or when you made Emerald, or how excited you were about that, and you just want to, you're so excited, and you want your upline coach to be so proud of you, and you want, all these people around you, to be so excited for you. Just kind of put those people, or, put yourself in their position, and remember where they are currently, and support them. It's very important. So, and then I love this one. Be positive and show a positive side of who you are and what we do as Beachbody coaches. You do not need to, this is one of the things that I absolutely love about working my business online, and just being a coach in general. Everybody has those friends that are like major Debbie Downers, and they are just, in a crap mood all the time, and they puke it all over Facebook. Their husband's this or that, or girlfriend, or, they just hate people, hate life, and just want to, I just want to kind of do one of those and put their head in the sand. But, but then you see these awesome coaches, we've got all these great friends, and you see all these positive posts and all these things that lift you up. If I ever am feeling down, if I'm having a bad day, and I go onto Facebook, I guarantee you that moment of feeling so down is only going to last a little bit, because I always see something positive from one of you. It's an awesome organization. So it's just great to see all these positive, uplifting things, and that's what it's about. There's enough crap and sadness in the world that, we don't need anymore. So definitely keep your posts on Facebook and stuff. Keep things positive, what is Tom's? Drip positivity. That's what he said. You just want to let that come out of your pores. Be positive. People need that. People see that. People watch you, what you're doing, and on Facebook. And if today you're that positive Beachbody coach, and then tomorrow you're complaining about, I don't know, anything, your dog spit up on your rug or something, and you're just, it's a terrible, awful day. Don't do that. I mean, I understand everybody, it's important to be authentic and be real, but when you put that negative energy out there, it just, it's just kind of crappy. So my suggestion is don't do it. And the top coach suggestion was not to do it too. So anyways, so then we're going to move on to this, and I really love this. We live in this society where we want everything right now. We want this instant gratification. We want to become a coach, and we want to be that superstar coach right now. We don't want to wait. You have to understand that it takes time to build your business. I mean, my biggest regret is what a dork I was. For a whole year, I wasted an entire year when I could have been, oh my goodness, miles ahead if I would have just listened and engaged with my team. But, it takes time. Most of these top coaches have been in 3 to 4 years, before their business really takes off. I shouldn't say takes off. Many of the top leaders have been in this business 3 to 4 years. So, understand that it takes time, but also understand the growth potential with Beachbody. it's a good and bad thing that you run your own business, because I love what Tommy said the other day about it. What's negotiable for you? Yeah, you don't have a boss that's going to fire you with Beachbody. You have, this is yours. This is your baby. This is your business. You do what you want with it. You show up if you want to. You don't have to. But, why not work at this? Commit to being here a year from now. Learn. We have all this free learning. I can't even, it just blows my mind. There are so many things that we can learn if we want to, if you want to do this business, if you make it a priority, you'll have more success with it, obviously. What I love to tell, like, the people in my Coach Basics, commit to being here a year from now. And I love that, because when you first a brand new coach comes into the organization, and they're all on fire and everything, and they're like, oh, I've got 500,000 people in the wings that are ready to sign up as coaches. Well, then a month down the road, they're not having the success that they thought that they would have with it, and so they get discouraged. But I'm here to tell you, of course you're going to go through the dips, and it's really going to suck sometimes. We've all been there. If you've been a coach, if it hasn't happened to you yet, it's going to happen. But you just have to stay strong and stay committed and say, you know what, I'm going to do this no matter what. I love what Jimmy Nelson said about, I would do that. I would be a coach even if Beachbody didn't pay me to do this. Even if they didn't, because look at all the amazing people. What is the negative? If you take the paychecks right out of it, would you still want to be around all these awesome people? I know I would. I know I need it, because, I am not Miss Positivity. Ask my husband all the time. That's just not me. And I love the positivity. I've grown so much as a person by just being around Beachbody and all of these amazing people and all these leaders. So, don't give up. You didn't start to quit, right? You didn't start to be a coach. You didn't start to quit. You didn't start working out and eliminating French fries out of your diet, just to quit and do that again. You don't want to, don't keep falling off and get back on, fall off and get back on. It's a waste of your time. And I say that because that was me. I was just, here and there and woo, it's just a big stinking waste of time. So, just stay committed with your business. I know that you love it. You're all here. You're all committed. And, there's no timeline on rank and what your rank should be. You just stay consistent and do what you do. Plan on being here a year from now, and just tell yourself, I'm not going to quit at this. You're not quitting at your health and fitness. You will continue to do that. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Stay committed to this, and you will be so happy a year from now. Honest to goodness, if you stay plugged in, trust me on this one, or don't, and just let me, prove it to yourself that a year from now, your life will be very different than it is today. So that was that. And I was long-winded with it, and then obviously, staying teachable. You have got to stay teachable in this business. If you don't, if you think that you know it all, sorry, folks. It's just not, it's not going to work unless you've got to stay teachable. You've got to be coachable. There's so many, why wouldn't you? There's so many awesome leaders to learn from. There's so many great people that we can learn from. And, always, I wish that I put this better, but I really don't know how. But just, listen to the personal development that we have just within Swarm, within the Swarm Cave. All of these calls, I'm not talking about just these Zoom meetings that have taken off recently. I'm talking about the year's worth, the couple years, 3-4 years worth of Swarm calls that are on freeconferencecalling.com. And you can go in there and type freeconferencecalling.com, and the code is 711317. There are a ton of Swarm calls that you can listen to as personal development that will help you grow. Just listen to them in your car, while you're cooking dinner or whatever, while you're working out, if that's what you choose to do. But just, there's always time to do that. And even if you can't, sit down and be like totally plugged in at that time, it's there. You're hearing it. You're getting some teaching in your ear. And it's just really important. So, yeah. And so that's about, personal development. Yes, I just can't stress that enough because I didn't do it in the beginning. Personal development was, hit or miss for me, and way more miss than hit. I didn't do it, and because I just thought it was a little bit silly, But let me tell you, it's not silly at all. There's so much to learn, and even if you aren't a coach tomorrow, personal development is just that. It's personal development. You're developing yourself, and you're just going to become a better person by doing it. So, and then this is one that I have recently learned to do. Live by a schedule and plan ahead. You have got to be on a schedule. You have got to plan. You've got to have a schedule with this business, because if you don't, and if you just kind of sporadically do it, you're going to get sporadic gain with your business. It's just so important to have a schedule and to stick by that schedule, and check things off. When you get it done, check it off, and be done with it. Because, we all have lives, and, we all have so many other things to do. My 4-year-old is sitting in the other room right now, nice and quietly for mommy. And, Beachbody is not my whole life, but although I love this, but in order to be able to spend time with my husband and my kids, I have got to have a schedule, because I was at one point in my business to where I was working, and this is crazy, 12 to 16 hours a day. Now, my time change is different. So I would have one eye open in the morning, grabbing my phone and looking at my messages, and I would start on my phone, ignore my husband, ignore my kids. And then at nighttime, it's morning time for you. And so everybody's on, they have questions. And I was just getting completely burnt out a few months ago. And I really knew that I had to change that. So I finally simplified, and I have a small area of focus, and I check them off. I do it and I check them off. And believe me, I am working like 4 hours instead of like 12 or 16. And in those 12 or 16 hours that I was working, because I wasn't planning anything, I had really nothing to show for it. I can do in 3 hours whatever I was doing in 12 or 16 hours. It was Beachbody. Don't ask me what I was doing, but I was doing something, although it wasn't producing any more results, like zero. And I'm having way better results now that I have a schedule. And believe me, my mind, I can rest at night. So stick to a schedule. And this is another thing, when I say be here, commit to being here a year from now, because it's a short-term sacrifice to get to those long-term goals. And what I mean by that is, the growth potential with Beachbody in just a few years. You think about where, where some started, and you can't believe they've built these awesome careers out of, in just a few years, a few, 5, 6, 7, in less than 10 years, and you think about other jobs and what the growth is and how it, it Beachbody, if you sacrifice and work real hard, for a shorter amount of time, you're going to see there are long-term benefits to that, because your business is going to grow. I'm proof of that. I can't believe what's happened in a year, in just over a year with my business, just because I finally decided to plug in. I mean, it's not that hard, so, this business, your business works if you do. If you don't, it's not going to. I mean, it's just that simple. If you don't do anything with this business, don't expect results out of it. Same thing, like I always say, if you don't work out, don't expect six-pack. If you're going to eat ho-hos all day long, don't expect it. It isn't going to happen. So, you've got to work at it. It doesn't have to be your whole life, but you do have to work at it. And then another one of these, I love this because this is truth and it works. One of the tips was challengers to coaches works the best. And, you always want to get that, when you're looking for a coach, you want those people that have already been through a program and that are so fired up, and they've had these great results. Those are going to be the best coaches. And I found that myself, people that I have a wonderful, lovely girl on this meeting right now that was my challenger before she became a coach. And she's doing fantastic. She's on fire. She's, we're very similar in some of the things that, in our style of coaching. And so that's another thing, you surround yourself with these like-minded people and people that have the same, likes or goals that you do, and then you follow them. And it's funny how you attract people like yourself. So, I definitely think that, if you're looking for coaches, that's why I say you follow up with these people. You got these new challengers in there. Don't just plug them in and leave them. Stay consistent with them, encourage them, because that challenger today can be tomorrow's fantastic coach. And you think about all the lives, that you're going to change, obviously everybody already knows this, but that customer that's so pumped up and they've had these great results. Now that customer posts their awesome results on their Facebook page, and now they've inspired somebody else, so many other people, and it's just, I love the whole process and how it works. But yeah, I think those were all the things that I wanted to really talk about. I hope that you were able to get something out of this. I don't want anybody to make the same mistakes that I've made. I've made a ton of mistakes with this business, and I still make a whole bunch, and I know I'm going to make a whole bunch more, but that's life. And it's just about learning from the mistakes that you've made and trying to help others. That's my goal. Is I want to help other coaches not do what I did. Don't stay stuck. Don't think that you know more. Don't make it about you. Make it about them, because it's about other people. It's about helping other people, so we can end the trend. It's just such a gosh, I'm just at a loss. I'm at a loss for words, but I just hope that you can learn from what I did, and don't do it. Don't do it. Now obviously those tips that I gave you, definitely want to do those, but but don't do what I did as a new coach. And if you love this business, work at it. Don't let it slip by, because, time goes fast, and that year will come. If you stay plugged in, to the team, and stay engaged, that year, when it comes up next year at this time, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't quit, because we didn't start to stop, right? So anyways, what I'm going to do is kind of open this up for some questions, or just see how your week went. Anyways, you can kind of, if you're in a quiet place, like, unmute yourself. But if you're not, if you have dog barking, or you're jamming to some music, keep yourself muted. But but go ahead and unmute yourselves if you're in a quiet place, because I want to talk.
Danielle.
Yes, sir.
My question for you is, you're talking about your schedule, and that's you and I are a lot alike. I'd like to hear about your in detail, if you may, about your schedule and exactly how you schedule your time, because like you, I find myself spending a tremendous amount of time doing this business when I should be spending time with my family.
Well, I mean, I can sum it up. I can sum it up to you, Robert, is the best way I know how. Definitely do your 3 vital behaviors every day. You already know that. You're doing that, right?
Oh yeah, I do that every day. I mean, but
check into your group. What I do with my day's different than yours. You know what I mean? I'm doing a Coach Basics right now, where I'm doing ramp, and so my day is a little bit different than what yours might be. But the best answer that I can give you to that is to just do your 3 vital behaviors every day. And if you have time issues, you need to block off those time issues where make those time blocks where 20 minutes. And I know that I had talked to you about that before. That 20 worked for me, and it helped me to stay focused in one area for a certain amount of time, because otherwise I was very scatterbrained. I was all over the place. So, my suggestion to you, I don't know if it helps or not, is just to utilize those small amounts of time, even if it's 5 minutes, spending with your challengers, 5 minutes inviting, if however you have to do it. There's no real concrete block where I have it written into what I do every day, or what I have to do. It just depends on the day. But definitely plan ahead, and most of the things aren't going to change too much. So I hope that helps. But anybody else?
It does.
Huh?
I said it does.
Good. All right. Anybody else want to talk? No? Yes? Any questions? How's your week going? Somebody. Nicole. Oh, no. There you go. Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Yeah. Hi. I was struggling for a while, just not getting anyone to commit, just excuse after excuse after excuse. I don't have the money this time. What about next time? Blah, blah, blah. But one positive thing from this week, I actually successfully found a free customer on Facebook.
Yay!
She accepted my request. We engaged. I found out that she already has Shakeology and the recovery drinks. She's starting with P90X3, so I'm really excited that I finally connected with someone that I didn't bring in.
Awesome. So she's your customer?
So she was a free customer.
Oh, very cool.
So I just signed in, saw she was mine, and like all my other ones, tried to Facebook stalk and find her, and actually did. And I've sent, requests to all of my free customers, but she's the first one that actually accepted.
That is
and
awesome.
responded to my message. So
That is
Exciting.
awesome, girl. Good job. Yay. I'm happy for you because I know it's frustrating at times. We kind of, I have been through the whole, Facebook, and I email them and the customer leads, and, sometimes they're not going to get back to you. I have even started texting, and with a little bit of success, actually. So I know that Tommy does that, and I got that tip a few weeks ago. So I've actually started doing that and actually looking into that more. Just let them know, hey, I'm your Beachbody coach. Not, you don't have to tell them a whole bunch of, write a page in a text. Just say, hey, I wanted to reach out to you, your Beachbody coach, just to let you know I'd love to help you out with with your health and fitness needs. So but yeah, that's a struggle sometimes, getting those people to respond back to you. But good job. Yay.
Thanks. One other question.
Yeah.
Kind of not coach related, but my brother lives in Japan. How do you get your shipments?
How do I? Oh, because we're Beachbody ships to military addresses overseas. So basically, like you're shipping to it's like you're shipping to somewhere in the United States, say Chicago or something like that, and then the military picks it up on a government plane and they bring it here to us. And so
So it's through the military.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I get my Shakeology, all my orders are here in, like, I don't know, 6 to 8 days. So it's really not that much difference. But anybody else? Nicole? Hi, Nicole.
I'm having kind of a slow week.
You are?
Okay. Well, I had a exam I had to take on Saturday, and I was really distracted the last week or two, so I had to focus on studying that, and I'm having a hard time. I really just need to sit down and redo my schedule and plug in, like you said, schedule time for Beachbody, because I got overwhelmed and then having a hard time getting back into the swing of things, I guess.
Right.
So,
well,
I know I'm not doing the 3 behaviors consistently. I know why I'm having a slow week. It's because I'm not doing it. So I just need to look at my schedule and plug in time, like you said, the 20-20-20, and just have a consistent time to do it.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's good. I'm glad that you realize that, and see, not doing the 3 vital behaviors. It does. It makes a difference. It absolutely makes a difference. So good. You'll get back into it, girl. High five. Does anybody else have any questions or want to say anything, or Lindsay, what do you got for us, Lindsay?
Hey, sorry, I'm kind of like zoning out. I'm pretty tired. I'm like 3 days away from a bikini competition.
Oh, she's gonna do great.
So, yeah, my past week has been not as good as normal because I've kind of been focusing on prepping for my competition. So, I'm only at 3 points, so I'm working on getting back into the groove here today and yesterday. So I have a few people in the works that are interested in getting in a challenge and coaching. So
good job, girl. Oh, I can't wait. I hope you win. You're gonna win. You're gonna win. She's hot, and she works her butt off to do it.
I'm excited. So
I bet. Well, good for you. And you're still working the business. Hey, you're allowed.
Yes.
Well, anybody else? Justine? Hi, Justine.
Hi.
How are you? I don't know that we formally met. I'm Danielle.
We did. I'm usually on the 9 o'clock calls with you.
Yeah, I know, but like not formally, I don't.
Oh, yeah. True.
I don't look like Tommy.
Well, that's a good thing. You shouldn't look like Tommy. I just want to say, eat the frog. Eat the frog. Awesome book, but Go for No, I think we all need to read, especially if you're struggling with people not committing and not signing up. Go for No is awesome. It's a game changer, truly. I will no longer ever go for Success Club 5. That will never be my goal anymore. My goal will now be how many no's I can get.
Good for you.
Based on that book. Based on that book alone.
Go for no.
It's an Eric War book. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've not got. I'm gonna look for that book. I wonder if I can get it on audio, because if I can, I'm getting it.
I think that you might be able to. I think that it's also on Kindle.
Oh,
I got it off Amazon, for
Yeah.
Mother's Day, but
oh yeah, that's right.
it-
I saw that picture.
yeah, it's awesome.
And Eat the Frog. Yeah, I know. I still don't have that. But
Well, Eat the Frog is all about planning time slots and managing your time.
yeah, Robert
But
Gavanther.
Go for No. Go for No is definitely the new plan of mine.
Awesome. Well, good. Thank you for that. I appreciate that tip. Okay. Anybody else? I know that we're getting, we're shooting, or we're hitting on an hour right now. So, does anybody have any questions? Any of you wonderful people? Anything?
You did a great job.
What's that? Oh, thanks. Thanks. We'll see. We'll see what the boss says.
It was good. It was really good.
Thank
That book, Eat That Frog, is a really great book. I've listened to that 5 or 6 times. But putting it into action is my issue.
Just do it. Do not make me put Art Williams' video up here right now, because I'll do it. And if you haven't watched that video, has everybody seen Art Williams' Just Do It?
Yeah.
Like 5 million times? If not, you need to see. I'm gonna post that anyways. I'll post. I just posted it on my page, but it is so good. You need to watch that again and again and again. Tina Gonzalez shared it with me one time, and it helped me tremendously. So, but anyways, well, I will let you beautiful people go, and thank you for being on this meeting. And I hope that I was of some help to you tonight. If not, it was just. It was great just to be surrounded by all of you. So anyways, take care. Have a great week, and get to Success Club if you haven't. Woo! All right, you guys. Take care.
You good?
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.